Baymax. Now, here's the thing with Baymax. I kind of want to stop on this one for a second.
Okay.
One of my biggest complaints with Big Hero 6 was the other 4 members of Hero 6. like I loved the dynamic of Hero and Baymax, a boy and his robot, and the robot trying to sort of be there for the boy during this hard time of losing his brother, right?
Yeah,
it was that whole aspect of it I thought was a beautiful story to tell. The extra characters I felt were kind of obnoxious and didn't really do much in the story.
Yeah, it didn't really add to it, right?
Character, it's like they weren't really needed. So it's kind of refreshing to be honest with you that none of that is in this. It seems like it's a Baymax show. So
it'll be fun.
I'm kind of all in on this, actually. I'm kind of all in on this because it takes all the parts I love about that movie and puts it into a show. Okay, this is great. This is great.
Yeah, so Big Hero 6 and all that was based off a Marvel property, wasn't it?
It was, yes. It was from the 90s, I believe, a comic from the 90s.
Okay, so I want to say that some of the characters, while true to the comic books, maybe, it could have been better distilled down to a story between, like you said, Hero and Baymax, and and have that story be told, and then maybe introduce those characters later, maybe to a sequel or something, and kind of build on that storyline. The fact that it was all kind of shoved into one film, and I guess the theme is that he finds family with these kind of oddballs, so to speak, and kind of overcomes the loss he incurred earlier in that story. If anybody hasn't seen it, and kind of overcomes that through that new family, right? Didn't quite maybe wasn't executed as well as I'd hoped, but it is kind of cool to see that we're returning to some of those storylines. So we'll see.
It is, and the thing I love about this new era is that when I was growing up in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
When they would do a series based on a hit animated film, so whether it be the Little Mermaid series, the Aladdin series, I think even the Hercules series, it
Tarzan
was very
series.
What was that?
The Tarzan and the Buzz Lightyear series. I remember those.
Exactly, but it was very much like a step down in terms of the animation. It was like you knew this is a show. Right?
Yeah.
It was very much like second or third tier, Timon and Pumbaa is another example. With the new era, it feels like, look, this looks every bit as good as the movie. The animation is just as good. So I like that. It feels like a continuation, like a real continuation of these films. And the Tiana series also feels like it looks like it's the same quality as the movie, which is great,
Right. It is kind of cool to see some stories expanded upon, seen through the lens of a series, and we kind of take a deeper dive into some of these characters, these stories, and so forth, and bring them forward into series that kind of makes sense. You can definitely see that the series back in the 90s were kind of capitalizing on the success of some of those other things, but maybe didn't storylines didn't organically grow from them, so to speak, right? They were just kind of like, hey, let's just use this as a platform to expand on the marketing potential of some of these stories, and maybe not so much the storylines actually extracting from those stories in a kind of organic way. I would have loved to have seen this for Star Wars, but I guess we're over that conversation, so we might as well just move on.